Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Edna. For everyone that's new, please subscribe. I really wanted to do something a little different, so I posted on my Instagram a while back, actually. It's been a few weeks now, asking people to ask me anything that had to do with body image, weight, being overweight, and I really want to do this because I want my channel to address body positivity and to address self-love and self-care. So I got really good questions. I'm excited to start with them. If you ever want to be involved in one of my Q&As, you can follow me on Instagram. I have two. My main one is Edna Lisette, and my second Instagram is Chonchis Hermosa. So in either, I'll be posting, and yeah, let's get started. So the first one is from a good friend of mine. Okay, so this is his first question. As a big person, is it hard for you to go shopping for clothes? Like, do you need to go to certain stores / departments? I know as a big guy, it's difficult for me to find certain types of brands, clothing for big and tall people. So hell yes, it is very difficult to go shopping for clothes. So definitely stores I hit up that I know are plus size, that are affordable. Ross, Target, JCPenney, even Walmart will carry plus sizes. And brands that are a little more expensive are like Torrid and Lane Bryant. And when I go to stores that don't carry their plus sizes in store, I always make it a point of telling the managers or, you know, the cashiers, oh, I would have ordered it had it been in store. And I'm very polite about it because I know like they don't have a lot of say over what goes in their store. But I definitely want it to be known. Like, I'm a customer and they are losing out on money. I almost never order if it's only online. The next question is, do you feel good about your weight / confident when you wear certain clothes? Like, do you feel people staring at you weird about it? For example, when you try clothes on, do you feel underconfident because of fat shows or something? I don't know. Or do you just not care about it? I do care. And I've caught several people staring at me. You know what's sad? It's usually women, and a lot of the times it's Latina women, and it's so sad. So for the confidence part, I do feel confident about my body, myself, my weight, but I think that it was a lot of trial and error. I've learned how to dress myself and accentuate my curves, and that's what I like about myself, that I have a lot of curves going on, so I dress for it. And I think that you really have to figure out what your assets are, and it could be your eyes, it could be your hair, it could be anything, and then that's where you focus your energy. But it is very important, I think, when you're plus size, to feel comfortable in what you wear and to feel good, so you can carry yourself proud and happy. I would recommend taking some time into figuring out what your body shape is. And for example, like, I've grown some boobs since gaining weight, but if I had no boobs and I would want to make it look more even, I would buy a push-up bra. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. And if you don't want to do that, that is totally fine. But I'm just saying, for me, that's kind of how I do it. Dressing in general is hard, and then you add that you don't have an industry that's catering to you. It's very difficult. And yes, it's frustrating. I've noticed that when I'm wearing really tight or revealing clothing or short clothing, like I have cellulite, I've noticed women stare at me, and it's so sad because some of you might be like, oh, well, they're looking at you, like, checking out the outfit, maybe they like it. Yeah, sometimes. And sometimes they look at me like I'm crazy, or they look disgusted, or there's a lot going on, and that makes me sad. That's a lot to go into. I've actually never really called anyone out for staring at me, but usually it's women, and usually it's Latina women, which is so sad. But like I said, just take the time to figure out what you like and what fits you well. And if there's something that doesn't fit you well but you love it, then go ahead and rock that, because at the end of the day, like, I think the only person who will suffer and grow resentful or bitter or be upset about something will be you, because the outside world probably doesn't even know that you were interested in, like, a certain style, and you decided not to wear it because you didn't think it was flattering. So screw them. They don't know, they don't care, and just wear it, you know, wear what you want. Alright, so the next question is, what do you think when a plus size woman is told that she can't wear certain clothes? I think that's fucked up, and what I would say to whoever's saying this is, fuck off. Just kidding. I wouldn't say that usually. It makes me so mad, but I feel like women are indoctrinated from a very young age to care about their appearance and compare how they look to whatever's in at that moment, and it's hard to break these cycles. So for me, I usually try to stay calm and, you know, address it in a professional, peaceful manner, but it's wrong. And I don't know, I think you have to be really aware of, is this person or are these people constantly on you about what not to wear? So the next question is, what is the key of having self-confidence? Ooh, okay, girl. I don't think there's a set answer to that. I think there's a lot of steps that can help contribute to being confident, but I don't think there's just like one answer. You get me? I will say that partially I think I'm so confident because of the way I was raised. I have, you know, a really strong mother. She's like really in charge, basically. But she's Christian, and I'm not saying all Christians are like this, but she definitely like taught us all the really good things of what it means to have faith and be Christian. What I mean by that is to love others, to appreciate all human beings, to know that every human being is worth the same, and like no one's better than anyone else. So to me, physical appearance was never the first thing I thought about, especially with especially with like how my mom talked to us. Like, it was always about your actions, people's character, like what their intentions were, their dreams or goals. Never was the first thing, oh, how do they look? Do you get me? Like, so I think partly it's because of that. Now, as a grown-up, I've taken the time to learn about myself and learn what I value and hold dear to my heart. And for me, I know that what's important to me are my thoughts and my beliefs and my actions, and that's what holds my value as a human being, in my opinion. Not that I'm a certain size, or that I look a certain way, or that I always do my hair, or, you know, whatever. Like, I don't hold my value as a human, I don't hold my value as a person in superficial things that from one day to another could be gone. So what I would say is my key to being self-confident, what I recommend to people is to take the time to learn about yourself and to love yourself. And I think as you're in that process of loving yourself and treating yourself and valuing who you are, I think when you're in that path, that self-confidence will come. But I think it's important that you realize that you're priceless and that no one can take your value from you. So just remember, you're a queen or a king, I don't know who's watching, but if you treat yourself like the queen or king you are, in my opinion, the self-confidence will come because you're putting that time and energy into yourself. Let's go on to the next question. How do you deal with people who pressure you to lose weight? This one kind of sucks too, because a lot of the times it is family members. But I think it depends if this person matters to you. And if they do, then I think you put a little bit more effort into your response. But the reason I say this is because sometimes people have good intentions, but the execution isn't there. Like, they mean well, they care about your health or you as a person, but the way they're saying it, they're just so negative or just rude. So I say, if someone's pressuring you to lose weight, read the situation. Who is this person in your life? Do you care about them? Does their opinion matter to you? And if it is, just tell them in a polite way, hey, I don't feel comfortable talking about my weight right now. And I think if you add that right now or in this moment, I think people are like, oh, okay, like later, we'll talk about it later. So it just depends. and of course when I say this, whatever you're comfortable with sharing at the moment. Now if it's a person you don't care about and you're still working with them in a professional manner, or like you can't just tell them to fuck off, like you just can't, I think there's several ways of approaching it. So one, you could just be blunt and say, I'll take note of that, and keep it pushing, you know, move on to the next thing. Or be more petty and say, I love my body and I love myself, but thanks, and put emphasis on that thanks. And sometimes that makes it uncomfortable, so they don't bring it up ever again. But you could also just change the topic, or act like you're busy, or just ignore it, whatever you want. But if this person continuously is saying something, you need to speak up for yourself, because they're not gonna stop. Alright, so this next question says, what do you say when someone insinuates that you shouldn't be comfortable in your own body? So to me, that seems more like a direct attack, and I don't do well with that. So I think for situations like that, you need to be on your feet. Like, you need to have these responses ready to go. So I do try to be kind. Like, that's usually my first go-to. But I usually deflect back to that person. So for example, last thing I can think of is I was wearing this really tight dress, and yeah, you could see my belly, but it was a cute dress. I looked good. And someone said, oh, you forgot to wear your faja, Okay, in that instance, I think a good response would be like, oh, you forgot to wear yours too, huh? Like that. You turn it back on them. Or I'm really not scared about being deep about anything, so I'm down to be like, oh, excuse me, I love myself and my body. I don't think I need that right now, but if you feel like you need one, you wear one. Like, do you? And I don't know, like, most people won't have a response for you turning things back on them. And honestly, for me, it works. Like, it shuts them up. Sometimes they realize what they said was wrong, they apologize. It just depends, but they have no right over my body. None whatsoever. So they're out of place and out of line if they're trying to make me feel uncomfortable about how I look. It's one thing if they care about my health, and then, you know, there's different ways that you can come about and like talk to people. But if you're trying to make me uncomfortable, you got the wrong one, boo-boo. Oh, last question. So how to properly check someone when they say something that's rude or inappropriate about someone's body. I think, oh, I'm sorry. I know some of you are gonna get mad at me, especially since it's the last question, but I don't think there's a proper way of checking someone. But like I said before, read the situation, try to be kind, but I think that it's better you say something that you don't. And it might not be you who they're directing the comment to, but I think sometimes it's hard to defend yourself. Sometimes it's hard to have a good comeback and, you know, be on it. So regardless of if it's towards you or not, if you hear it and you know it's rude and you know it's wrong, say something. You can wait until that person leaves, talk to them at a different time, but I think it's really important to speak up. And I think people can be careless and just not realize what their words mean to someone. And let me tell you, like, sometimes people seem strong and confident, and either they're having a bad day or they're not that strong or confident, and that's fine, you know, like we're all dealing with our things. And someone's words could really hurt that day more than usual. So I would say speak up. It's better to speak up and say something, and then someone say, oh, it wasn't even that big of a deal, or oh, I didn't mean it like that, than just let it go. No, I don't think you should let that go. I think it's important to voice your opinion and to voice that you don't agree with what that person just said. I know that was kind of long, but they were really good questions, so I did my best to keep all of them. And yeah, I hope they helped in, you know, one way or another. And I do want to make more videos talking about, you know, my weight and being plus size and body positivity. So I'm excited. If you guys have any ideas or any comments, please let me know. And follow me on Instagram. You can always DM me feel free to DM me, and just we can talk about anything, honestly. But yeah, I hope you liked the video, and I will see you in the next one. If you want to watch my latest video, you can click over here, and if you want to watch another video that's like similar to this one, then you can click on this one.